In this video, I'll show how to paint the flat side of a Tady 4.0 jig with Alumiglow white self-leveling coating. This material will cure in about 6 hours to a very hard, smooth, and durable finish. It will glow for more than 6 hours with a short charge under sunlight, an HPS boat light, or a UV flashlight. Here, I've mixed a combination of 2 ml of resin with 2 ml of hardener and 2 grams of white pigment. This is what comes with the kit, and it's easy enough to cover approximately 5 square inches of material, or a little bit more than a single Tady 4.0 jig that you see here. Now, you can use more or less pigment depending on how much of a glow effect you want, or how viscous you want the material to be. But, whatever you choose, you have to use a 1-to-1 ratio of resin to hardener. Anything else will result in the coating not curing. I start off by streaking the mix over the jig. Notice, this doesn't require a great deal of accuracy. Just get it on the jig and then begin spreading it. It will self-level on its own. So this part doesn't require a lot of attention to detail. Now for the coating to self-level, of course the jig itself has to be level. Here I'm using a tray of salt. Salt is a good choice since it's hard enough to hold the jig in place, but soft enough for you to press the jig into it and get it level. It's also a benefit for holding the rings up. You just press the rings into the salt to get them to stand up. This lets you apply the coating around the ring without coating the ring itself or having it get stuck to the jig. For this, the mixing stick that comes with the kit works perfectly. But the kit also comes with a single-use 15 gauge blunt tip 3 ml syringe and needle. You can use that for more fine detailed work. Even after just a couple of minutes, the coating will already have started to self-level. In the meantime, I work the edges of the jig close to the rings and around the through holes. I continue to do this over the next 2 minutes while it's self-leveling to get a good even coat. I'll continue to add small amounts of material to areas that look thin and to cover the edges. This will also help to speed up the leveling process. Don't worry, this material is viscous enough that it will not cascade off the side of the jig. Just make sure your jig is level to begin with. So I turn off the lights, but the jig isn't glowing. The reason why it's not glowing is the pigment has been freshly mixed and had previously been stored in the dark, so it's not glowing yet. We'll take a UV flashlight and give it a quick charge. I'll turn off the lights again, and I can see areas of the jig that appear to be fully coated in small dim areas that look like they could use some more paint. So I'll apply more material to those areas. I'll turn off the lights again, and you'll notice that the dark streaks are in the middle of the jig. This shows the area where the fresh material was just added. It's dark because the fresh material hasn't been exposed to light yet. I'll touch up the jig in a few more areas that look like they could use some more coating, charge it with the UV light again, and see how it looks. In this video I'm using a 365 nanometer wavelength UV flashlight. You can pick these up from Amazon for about $20. There's also 375 and 385 and 400 nanometer wavelength UV flashlights that they sell as well. They're typically cheaper and they take a little bit longer to charge up your jig. I'm almost done here coating the rest of the jig, allowing it to self-level. When I hit the jig with light again, you'll see that it's been evenly coated. And this coating will cure in about 6 hours. You need to keep it level in the sand. And at that point, you just let it dry overnight and you're ready to use it. A typical charge under direct sunlight for a minute or from one of these UV lamps for a few seconds will allow your jig to charge and glow brightly for approximately 6 hours. Here you see it's glowing brightly and looks evenly coated.